it's Jenny Fink here with Good For You Gluten-Free, and I am doing another NEMA test live at a restaurant here in town. I am at Starbucks in Denver, and I am testing a bunch of the items here for gluten using my Nima Sensor. So I actually have a NEMA test in progress. This is a fan. Someone wrote me and asked me if I would test these for her, so I'm currently testing it, and so I'm going to show you what I'm testing down here. These are egg bites. They were called, like, what were they called, Darren? Sous Vide Egg Bites. So I currently have them in my NEMA Sensor, so we will know shortly if these have gluten in them. And so first I just want to welcome you here and thank you for tuning in live. I always get a little nervous being live because obviously things can go wrong and you guys get to see me ramble and all that kind of stuff. But I do appreciate you being here, and this is important work to show you what is gluten-free and what isn't gluten-free and how you can be careful and safe in restaurants. So before I start, I just want to also let you know that the NEMA Sensor folks sponsored this Facebook Live. They've been really generous and supportive of our community and getting the word out about eating safely, especially out of the home. And so I want to thank them and just let you know that this is sponsored by the NEMA Sensor folks. So if you haven't heard of the NEMA Sensor, it's that little device that we have zoomed up on over here, and it comes with these little test capsules, and you put a little food in the test capsule. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute, and then you put the test capsule in the actual device, and then it thinks. For about 3 minutes it's going to think and do its chemistry thing, and then it's going to let me know if it has gluten in it or if it's gluten-free. Alright, so I have a bunch of stuff that I'm testing, so I'm really excited to share and tell you about some of the things that are gluten-free, safe on Starbucks menu, and things that are not, okay? So first things first, I tested, let's show this, is it on? Chicken quinoa with black beans and greens. I tested this protein bowl, and I looked at the ingredients, and it doesn't say that there's any gluten in the ingredients, but the list did say, the disclosure claim did say that, you know, it wasn't manufactured in a gluten-free way. It was manufactured on shared equipment. So this, for all intents and purposes, may have gluten in it. Starbucks is not saying it had gluten in it or not. But I did put it through the NEMA test, and it found gluten. So for anyone who thinks this is gluten-free, the little piece that I put in was not. I put in a little piece of the corn, quinoa, a little piece of the chicken, and this red tomato chili vinaigrette. It was all in the NEMA Sensor, so I'm not sure exactly what piece might have come in contact with gluten, but this does have gluten in it, so I'm so sorry. This looks so yummy. I was really excited about this and hopeful that it was gluten-free, but it is not. And Starbucks does not say it is, even though it has no gluten ingredients in it, it still has gluten in it. So, sorry everyone. Alright, look at my Sous Vide Egg Bites. I hope I'm saying that right. And so I got a smiley face. These are the egg white with red peppers. I got a smiley face. So when I ordered these, well, so the smiley face means it's gluten-free. So when I ordered these, I told the lady I had a gluten allergy, I had celiac disease. I told her that, you know, could she please prep them in a way that is safe with a parchment paper. But I did notice her using tongs, and I don't know if those tongs were used for other things. So these are not necessarily prepared in a safe way. So the piece that I tested is gluten-free. That means there are no gluten ingredients in here, which is good because it's eggs and cheese and stuff like that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that yours will be gluten-free and won't come in contact with gluten. So always use your best sense of judgment when you order these. And so this was, again, let me just look, Casey. Shoot, I just forgot her name, but she asked me to test these for her, so I tested them for you. Sorry, I totally spaced your name if you're tuning in, but I hope this helps you if you want to eat these and continue to eat these. I hope this helps you. Alright, so happy smiley face means gluten-free. So let's go on and test my next item for gluten, shall we? So this is the gluten-free Canadian bacon sandwich. And it came in this bag, and then it comes in another bag that has not been opened or touched. And this is important because this is certified gluten-free, and this means that it hasn't come in contact with gluten. So if they were to actually take it out of the bag and put it in the toaster oven without any protection of this bag, it would probably not come back as gluten-free. So we're gonna actually test with Nima to find out if this really is gluten-free. So come on over here, Darren. Darren is behind the camera. He's my very awesome husband. I wish you all could see how sweet he is. He is filming, and if you have any questions or comments while we are live, let Darren know in the comment by leaving a comment, and he will relay that to me. And I would love questions and comments. I know a lot of you are probably at work and not able to sit and watch maybe this whole thing, or you're watching it later on. But if you have comments later on too, I love questions, comments. I will get to them. All right, so let's just open the bag, and it is warmed up. Here's what it looks like. You guys see it? Here's what it looks like. And then I'm gonna open, so this is exciting. Starbucks came out with these, and they actually took the time to get them certified gluten-free. They're made in a completely different facility. They're shipped in, they're sealed, and they're served sealed. So that's great. But let me put some in and get it started. So here's the test capsule. Now when I test, I'm careful not to touch it because I don't know if there's gluten on my hands from something else I touched. I did touch the Sous Vides, you know, the egg bites. So let me grab also a knife here. I'm gonna cut a small pea-sized sample. That's all you need, is a small pea-sized sample. So I'll get, let's see, it's all kind of shoved in here. It's a little hard to cut into a sandwich. So I'm seeing it has some bread, and sorry, this is a little hard to cut into. There's obviously a bread, and there's a little piece of the bacon is going in, medium bacon, and a little piece of the egg is going in. See how little those are? And then I'm going to put a little piece of the bread in, just a tiny piece. See, like, because I don't want to overload it, but I want to make sure I get every little piece of the sandwich in there. And then there is some cheese down here too, so let's see if I can get a little piece of the cheese in here. I'm really trying really hard to get everything in that I can possibly get in. All right. Sorry, there's people here. Yeah, oh, go ahead. You have a question?
So Casey chimes in. She says, those are very yummy. She's ordered them at a couple different places. One came in a sealed bag, one was not. And she said the next time she'll be sure to ask for them to leave it in the bag.
Very good. Now, I don't know if are you the same Casey that emailed me or messaged me about Starbucks and their sandwiches, which I didn't know about, but I was so excited that you had messaged me about it. I think it's the same Casey. And then I said, I'm definitely going to Starbucks because we got to make sure. Yeah, it's you? Okay, well, thank you for watching live too, and thank you for the suggestion. I really do listen and pay attention to what my readers and viewers are saying, so thank you so much. All right, so I've got everything in here, the sandwich, and now I can kind of show you the sandwich a little bit better. So this is what it looks like when it came to me. Now Casey, when I got here and I ordered this, I told her I had a gluten allergy. The first sandwich she gave me was taken out of the bag, heated up, and then put in this white bag. So it came like this to me. And so then I went back to the cashier and I said, you know, it's not supposed to come out of the bag. It's supposed to stay in the bag. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. She went back and redid it and left it in the bag. So you make a really good point that it's not foolproof because Starbucks has new employees all the time and they're not potentially 100% trained in how to handle gluten-free and allergies. So make sure it is in the bag and it is sealed, because once they touch it with the tongs and they put it on the toaster oven, it could get contaminated, just like those egg bites could have been contaminated.
Casey makes a great point that it is probably an education thing,
yes,
and that is also how she had received it one time before.
Yes.
You have another question from Andreza. I apologize if I misnamed your name. What about sampling? Is it safe to consider the result of just one spot as all the sandwich?
Yes, you make a great point. So you saw how I put just a pea-sized portion of the food in my Nima Sensor. So it's not foolproof. It's just one more piece of evidence that will help me feel comfortable or not comfortable eating it. So it is not foolproof. Like the piece of the sandwich I tested here could be gluten-free, but maybe this piece touched something that wasn't gluten-free. So it is not foolproof. I'm not putting a whole sandwich in. So it's a really good point, and that is one of the limitations of NEMA, but again, it's just such a great thing to know. You know, I even put a teeny piece, a sample of that quinoa chicken bowl in the NEMA, and it had gluten found. So I knew for sure I wasn't going to eat it based on that. So it's a really good point. So it's definitely just one of the other things that you have to take into consideration. Like when I order, if my waitress looks at me funny, I might not eat the food either, you know? So it's just one of those, you know, kind of building a case whether I'm gonna eat that item when I'm eating out. So, okay, let's just see how the sandwich, oh, it's still thinking. So while we're down here too, I wanna show you, this is what the sandwich looks like if you haven't seen it. It's got cheese, an egg, a couple pieces of Canadian bacon, and this English muffin. So when it's certified gluten-free, what that means is it contains less than 20 parts per million of gluten, actually 10 parts per million or less of gluten for certified gluten-free items. So we'll see if it has gluten in it at all. It could have like 1 part per million gluten, and NEMA might pick it up, or it could have 0 parts per million of gluten. Oh, do you have another question?
There's a question from Helen Martin. Do you have to test every bite then before you eat?
No, I don't think so. Not for me. I mean, this is just, it's just one more thing that makes me decide if I want to eat it. So if a piece of it's generally okay, I will feel comfortable eating something. If you saw, I tried to get like a piece from the bottom, and I tried to get a little bit of everything in there just so that the Nima Sensor's testing everything as much as possible. But yeah, it would be impossible to test your whole thing for gluten, and I don't even know that manufacturers can. But something really interesting, so a few weeks ago we went to a pizza restaurant here in Colorado called Pizza Doodle, and all my celiac friends here in Denver told me, I gotta go to Pizza Doodle, I gotta go to Pizza Doodle. So of course I went to Pizza Doodle, and I brought my Nima Sensor, and he bakes the pizza. He takes it out of a wrapper, he gets it at Debbie's Gluten-Free, he puts the sauce and cheese on it from a separate container, and then he puts it in a separate oven with separate utensils and everything that is free from gluten. So it all sounded amazing, and if I didn't have my Nima Sensor, I would have totally eaten that pizza. But I had my Nima Sensor, and I tested it, and guess what? It came back with gluten found. And so the owner of the restaurant was really, really kind and wanted to resolve this immediately because he was shocked too. He thought he was taking all the precautions. Pause my story, because the results are in. I got my husband pointing over here. The gluten-free breakfast sandwich got a smiley face, so it is happy day gluten-free. So if you are on the road and you're kind of desperate and you need something to eat for breakfast or lunch, you know that you can get it at Starbucks. Just make sure it comes wrapped in the bag. So I'm going to pause my pizza story, but I have more to tell you about the pizza story, and I am going to test the Frappuccino. So,
Casey's excited.
Okay. I used to drink a lot of these, but I don't anymore, not just because of the gluten, but because of the sugar and the dairy and all that stuff. It just doesn't seem to work for me, and I try to be as healthy as possible. So I really don't consume a lot of these Frappuccinos, but I do know a lot of you do, or maybe on occasion you want to. And my hands are wet from touching it. Let's see if I can open this package. Might have to get some help opening the capsule. Oh no. What happens, the Frappuccino's sweating, so my hands got wet. Alright, here we go. I got such a mess back here. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to put in a little bit of the Frappuccino now. I'm going to use the straw, I think, to do this. So it kind of been sitting here for a little bit. So this is Coffee Frappuccino Light. I told my husband to get something that he thought he would drink. I did tell him I had an allergy, that I wanted it to be prepared gluten-free clean. So hopefully they took that serious. I'm going to put a little bit in. Now, I might put a little bit more in, let's see. You only need a little bit. Liquids, I haven't tested many liquids in this, so this will be interesting. If you can see inside the Nima Sensor, it has these like claws. That's if like you put food in that needs like breaking up, it's gonna really break up the food. And when I screw this cap on, did you see there's a green band here? you can screw the cap on, and you gotta go all the way around, and then you're gonna kind of like feel like you're gonna break the seal of that green cap, and it comes all the way around. So now you can't see the green seal, and that's how I know my food is in there. So let's check this. Put this one in. All right, here it goes, it's thinking. So I did look it up, let me just look at my notes here. I did look up the Coffee Frappuccino Light, and it has 23 grams of sugar. So even the light version has quite a bit of sugar, but as opposed to the regular version that isn't light, that has 50 grams of sugar. So it's about half the sugar, but it still has sugar. So don't be fooled by the word light. It still has quite a bit of sugar. And one of my beefs with Starbucks is that all their beverages are just sugar and caffeine delivery systems, and you know, we just don't need that. Like, I think Frappuccinos are the new Coke. You know, it's like drinking a can of Coke, and yet we allow our kids to drink it and stuff like that. So just really, you know, drink it on occasion, enjoy yourself, but just beware of how many of these drinks that you are consuming, because it is loaded with sugar, and that's the nutrition person coming out in me. So, yes. I do want to, before I get back to my pizza story, I want to tell you that I haven't told you this yet, right? I tested this. You guys seen these? It's called the Marshmallow Dream Bar. This was sealed, completely sealed. So I knew that it hadn't touched anything except when I opened it. And I'm really weary of Rice Krispie treats. Can you see me? You're kind of low. Okay, it just looks like the camera is super low. Okay, I'm really wary of anything that looks like a Rice Krispie treat. I know this isn't made with Rice Krispies, it's made with some kind of puff rice. But Rice Krispies, the brand Rice Krispies, actually has gluten in it. So yes, my friends, rice, naturally gluten-free, but they put barley, some kind of barley malts or something in Rice Krispies. So Rice Krispies are not gluten-free. Don't be fooled, don't get them. There's better brands out there that make like this puff crisp rice that you can use. So I was really nervous. I was like, you know, is Starbucks really know? Are they using Rice Krispies, or are they using truly gluten-free Rice Krispie puffs? And so I tested it in my Nima Sensor. You guys want to know what the results are? It got a smiley face. So this is gluten-free, and it was sealed. It is not marked or well, it's not certified gluten-free, I guess, but it does say gluten-free. And in order for a company to put the word gluten-free on a package means that it can't contain any gluten-containing ingredients, and that it is less than 20 parts per million gluten by FDA law. So this is gluten-free. I felt comfortable eating it. Nima Sensor would pick up even a little gluten in it, so you can get these as a treat. Again, it's sugary, but as a treat in moderation, you can enjoy these if you're going to Starbucks. So we're having some good and bad news day, right, aren't we? All right, so this pizza story. So back to Pizza Doodle. When I was in Pizza Doodle, the owner, I felt horrible too, because the owner really was doing so much to mitigate the risk of having gluten in my pizza and all pizzas that were ordered gluten-free. So he asked me if I would be willing, and I offered to test the sauce, the cheese, and the crust separately. And so I said I would. I was curious myself, and I think we always go and blame the crust, right? So I tested the crust, and it was gluten-free. It was totally fine. It wasn't the crust. So just because it looks like it could have gluten, it doesn't mean it has gluten in it. But then guess what? The cheese and the sauce had gluten in it. So those are naturally gluten-free things, tomato sauce and cheese, and they had gluten in it. And so I think it was cross-contaminated in some respects. So, all right, let's look at the Frappuccino. Ooh, smiley. So the Coffee Frappuccino, smiley face, it's gluten-free. Mind you, the caramel products, all caramel products have gluten in it here at Starbucks. So do not order a caramel frappuccino or caramel latte or any of that stuff. Caramel has gluten in it, but this was the Coffee Frappuccino Light, and it came back with a smiley face. And again, I told her I had, celiac, and I needed her to make sure she cleaned the equipment and prepared it in a safe way for me. So, all right, so we have smiley face, so no gluten in the Coffee Frappuccino Light, and the egg bites, in the breakfast sandwich, gluten-free breakfast sandwich, and the Marshmallow Dream Bar. And the one thing that I thought would be gluten-free, this chicken and quinoa protein bowl, had gluten in it, which was such a bummer because this looks so good and so healthy, but if you're gluten-free, you can't have it, basically, is what I'm telling you today. So, a couple things too. If you want a Nima Sensor, go over to NemaSensor.com. Go get the starter kit, put it in your cart. It's $199 today. I looked at the price. It's usually, I think, like $269. Crazy. But $199 today. So go and look at that. And then if you use my coupon code, which is good for you, spelled it out, GOODFORYOU, you'll get another $15 off. And that's my affiliate partner code. I'm so happy to be promoting this product because I believe in it, as you can see, and I feel like I can't even eat out without my Nima Sensor these days. So go on over, get a starter kit of your own. You will not regret it. I mean, think about when you're traveling through Italy or you're in, New York or wherever you're traveling, like just to know for sure. And then I've enjoyed testing products around the house, and I'm going to share some of those products with you as time goes on, but I have posted a bunch of products that I've tested on my Instagram, so you can come over and find me on Instagram. My handle is Good For You Gluten-Free, and I really suggest you come and follow me there because I post everything I test. Not all of the tests I do are Facebook Live or posted on Facebook, but Instagram I'm posting everything. So come on over and follow me on Instagram, and if you have any questions or want more information, just go to my blog, goodforyouglutenfree.com. I have tons of information on the Nima Sensor, on gluten-free diets. I just posted something the other day on overcoming sugar addiction and maybe the root cause of your sugar cravings and what they might be caused by. So come on over, check out what's going on over there because I'm really putting out important information, and stop by, say hi anytime, leave a comment, send me an email. You guys have my email. So that's all I have for you today. Oh, do we have another question before I hang up?
Can you finish your story on the pizza doodle? Did you finish it?
Oh, I did finish it, yes. So the crust was gluten-free, the sauce and the cheese were not gluten-free. And so I did tell the owner, and he's not sure what it is because he shreds the cheese and he cleans everything, he uses clean gloves, and he thinks maybe there's a seasoning he's using in the sauce. So this story's kind of ... to be continued, and I plan to keep in touch with the owner to find out, what he's doing. I think restaurants, just as a side note, should invest in a Nima Sensor of their own, because if they're going to offer something gluten-free, which I hope they do, and they should, because this gluten thing's not going away. This is not a fad. This is not going away anytime soon. They can test their food because, he had to pay for the pizza, and, I sent it back, and I was an unhappy customer. And when I was at Snooze, as you all saw, if you tuned into my Facebook Live at Snooze, and the pancake had gluten in it, and they made it for me twice, and twice I tested it, and twice it had gluten in it. So they're losing money, and they're getting dissatisfied customers. So I really think restaurants should think about investing in one and just testing their raw ingredients, so they know what they're putting in their food. They don't have to test everything before it comes to the table, but if they knew all their spices were gluten-free, it could really help them save money in the long run. So I think the Nima Sensor is super important. The Nima Sensor is available in a peanut tester, so someone who is severely allergic to peanuts, this is going to be something that you can't live without, honestly. It just totally makes mealtime transparent, and I do believe they're coming out with a dairy Nima Sensor soon. I don't think it's come out yet, so don't quote me on that though. Alright, so if you have any other questions, go ahead and leave a comment or leave a question in the comment section, and I will do my best to get back to everyone. And again, NemaSensor.com, put the starter kit in your cart. You won't regret it. I love my Nima Sensor, and you will too. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Bye.